So it's been about 3 solid weeks since I deleted Instagram, and I don't miss it at all. There have been a few times I've checked in where I've had to download the app to respond to somebody or to upload a business post. And each time I end up scrolling for a minute, and I actually get this feeling like, ugh, like I gotta get off of here. Like, I don't know, I can't explain what it is, but I'm just like, why am I on here? Get me off of here. One of the reasons why I deleted Instagram is because I felt like it was consuming so much of my time. I noticed that I would end up scrolling it while I was cooking dinner. I would end up scrolling it while I was doing something on the computer. I'd end up scrolling it while I'm brushing my teeth. That's a sign that you need to do something about that in your life. Nothing should have such a hold on you that it's like impulsive and you can't stop. Another thing that I noticed is it's like, as much as I like to say I'm not a person that is affected by this, and I genuinely think like I am pretty good at monitoring my thoughts and dealing with this and not getting affected. But at the end of the day, I do think that the comparison game really is real. And for me, where I started to notice that Instagram was really affecting me was with work, with business stuff. So, Instagram, for instance, it's a very hard platform to grow on. I also think you have to have that personality that really wants to pump out the reels all the time. For business, for instance, if you use Instagram at all to grow your platform or to like for marketing purposes or whatever, any type of work stuff, you probably feel the same where it's like you feel like you are a slave to the algorithm. You feel like you need to be pumping out reels left, right, and center. And it's like this is now your full-time job. It's like Instagram, it's literally making us into slaves for the algorithm, and it is not my personality. Maybe for some people this is perfect. Maybe they love this. It's very natural for them to create interactive or engagement content. For me personally, I don't feel like it comes natural. It's not what I want to do. I am actually a creative person, but not in that aspect. Like, I'm actually like, believe it or not, I know I'm on YouTube, but I'm super introverted and I'm awkward. I feel like I'm awkward. And it's not for me. But I see all these people in the same industry I'm in, and they're just pumping out like 3 reels a day. And I like, for me to see it is actually starting to make me feel like shit. And I'm just being honest, is because I'm seeing, like, it makes me feel bad about myself because I'm like, why aren't I like that? Like, why can't I do that good? Like, and maybe I could if I actually tried harder to do that. But also at the same time, I don't want to do that. And that's like taking me away from what I feel and like what I want to do in life. I feel like, why is my hair sticking out there? Um, it's putting this pressure on me to be this person that I don't even want to be. And you might feel like this in other ways too, but if you have a business and you're like me and you don't like the whole real thing and how you're forced to do it, like, that is a huge thing. How are you even supposed to focus on work when literally you're supposed to pump out like a reel or two every single day? Like, it's crazy. And same with TikTok. It's like we're slaves to these platforms. What is up with my hair? It's really bugging me. Um, so yeah, there is that. And then so I see these people, they're so successful and they'll put out these reels and they'll do really well and whatever. And then there's me and I'm just like trying so hard. And I hate that comparison thing. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to know. I don't want a reminder that I'm not doing like what other people are doing or whatever. Another thing is I notice for some reason somehow it is stealing my creativity. And I really noticed my creativity has gone down so much since I started to spend a lot more time on Instagram. When I look back to the days where we didn't have social media, or for instance, where Facebook just began, I can actually see like when Facebook began, my creativity started to go down. I feel like I was naturally very creative and my own person. I wasn't influenced by anybody. I had like my own style, my own, I guess more so my own identity. But with social media, I feel like you are inundated with all this stuff so much. And I think it does two things. I think one is it slowly brainwashing you to become like everybody else. It's almost like this melting pot where so many people are becoming the same. And I think it's largely due to influencers that are pushing a lot of the same products and trends. Like, oh, this is trendy for fall 2025. So you just keep seeing like the same types of things being pushed, pushed, pushed. And subliminally, even though you're not aware, it's having an effect on you. So for instance, like maroon is a really popular color. I actually had a dream about maroon the other night. It was so weird. But yeah, maroon is a really popular color. So for instance, it's like you might not be aware, but you might just start to think like, oh, I need to buy maroon boots. And maybe maroon's not even a color you like, but it's like you're starting to, it's like this brainwashing is happening. And it's like you start to lose who you are. You start to self doubt your own style and your own concepts and your own ideas because maybe you're not seeing that out on social media as much. So I guess it's like isolating in a way where you start to question yourself because you're like, am I weird? I I don't know. And you see all the popular people or like you see all the comments that these people get, all the views they get. And so it's like you can start to think that you need to be more like that because look at how well liked these people are. Like that must be the way to be, you know? And it's like, no, it's literally making people into clones. That's what's happening. And that's another reason why I don't like looking at it for work, for instance, because, you start to lose your own ideas because you start to see maybe what's working for somebody else or what they're pumping out. And then you're like, oh, I should do that. I should, do my work like that. I should be whatever. And you start to like push down your own ideas or self doubt them. And you shouldn't. Like, I think uniqueness is one of the most amazing, important factors. And I think like that's why you are born an individual. That's why we're all different. And it's actually very important that we really hone into our own uniqueness and put that out into the world because if we don't do that, we're literally going to become clones of one another. And I do actually see it happening. And it's actually really frightening. I don't know if you guys notice, but like I really notice with fashion how so many Instagram people and TikTokers or whatever, they're literally all dressed the same. They all dress the same. They do their hair the same. They wear like the same style jewelry. They all have the same type of nails done from the nail salon. They talk the same. A lot of them even talk the same. I don't know how this is happening. It's crazy. They have even the same hand motions. Like if you pay attention, they have a way of I don't of do it. It's actually frightening. And so Instagram and TikTok those apps are actually stealing your self identity. They are brainwashing you into becoming a clone. It is very frightening. Another reason why I don't like Instagram is it can make you feel weird. And I guess really the end result of that is increased anxiety. And one of the ways, well, there are so many ways it increases anxiety, which I'll get into, but one of the ways for myself is like I have a lot of different beliefs, for instance, and I sometimes share those beliefs and I don't know if they're received well or not. I don't really know. But it will give me anxiety because I know they're different and Instagram honestly really reminds me of the high school cafeteria. When I was young, I was bullied a lot and it gives me those vibes. Not that I'm being bullied on Instagram, but it literally gives me those vibes. I don't know if you can relate, but it's like in high school, all the popular girls or whoever, they were all very similar. And if you were different at all, you would be picked on or bullied. And that's the vibes it gives me. And actually, I think that's part of the reason that they have these apps out there, it's actually a way to keep us like, what do you want to call it? Like it's a almost like an echo chamber where like you can only have these beliefs are only accepted, like, and it's a way to force people, especially with the likes, like psychologically people generally want to be liked. So if you create an app or a system where these people communicate in or whatever, where it's based on getting likes, people are more likely to put out content or whatever that will resonate with other people. Because if you put out something weird or different, you're probably not going to receive the likes. So then in turn, you're going to start like doubting yourself. You're going to start having increased anxiety. You might have depressive thoughts. Like it's going to make you feel like an outcast. And that's actually really what takes place in high schools, I believe, and in schools in general, is it's this like it's just this weird system where it's like training people to assimilate with others. Don't be too weird, don't be too unique, just make sure you kind of like stay in the realm of like how everybody else is. And that's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy. So I remember back in the day, I could be wrong, but didn't Instagram, weren't you able to just put up pictures and there was no likes? I could be wrong, but I feel like that's how it should be. It should just be like that. Like I know Facebook used to be like that, for instance. It should just be like that. Like you just put up your thing, excuse me, and you don't have to worry about likes. But now it's all driven by likes. So it's like you want to be liked. So people, it's making society weird. And that's not healthy. Another thing with Instagram that isn't good is just in general, like the comparison thing, kind of what I touched on before. But this can be with like people's families. Like if you don't have a close family, you can see other people with their families, and that can start to make you feel like crap. For instance, you maybe can't afford to travel or haven't been able to travel, and now you're seeing everybody traveling, and that kind of can affect you. You can see people that have a whole bunch more money and maybe you're financially struggling or whatever, and that can affect you. You can see people that have like an amazing wardrobe and they're buying like all, like, especially with influencers, it's so out of touch. Like these people will be buying like 20 pairs of boots, 20 pairs or 20 different coats for winter. And it starts to make you feel like, if you're wearing your old coat from like 5 years ago still, it starts to make you feel like crap. Like, do we really need to be going on something that is doing this to us? Even if you aren't really aware of it, I swear that it is still doing something. Because I thought I wasn't affected. And I was thinking to myself, though, there's just something when I go on this app, like I don't know, like sometimes I just get this feeling and I just kind of like don't feel the best. And I think too, like I'm such an introvert person. I don't actually really even like hanging out with people much. And I would see people like with all their friends going out all the time. And then it starts to make me feel weird, even though it's my own choice. I'm the way I am. But, I start to think I'm weird for choosing to be introverted. Right. And it's like, it's too much. And I'm not saying like I can't handle seeing this stuff or anything like that, or I'm not happy for people. That's not it at all. It's just that of the level of exposure is the problem, because it is so many people all at once and constant, like every single day. So maybe if you have a very small group of people that you follow on Instagram, it's not like this, but I think I follow like 2,000 people or something. I don't even know. And it can sometimes start to feel overwhelming. And it's like, I just want to say too, like, I'm not jealous. This isn't like a jealous thing. I'm just thinking, I don't think that it is the healthiest for my mind. And like I said, it is consuming my time. It is killing my creativity. And one of the ways that it starts to kill your creativity, and you might notice that you're actually like starting to do less in life, is because it gives you such a great dopamine hit just from scrolling. Like your brain actually thinks that you accomplished something. So you feel kind of good even though even though you don't. But it's like, yeah, so it gives you this little dopamine hit of pleasure. And I think then you feel satisfied. So you don't actually go and do things in the real world that gives you a good dopamine hit. And that's not healthy. And then, yeah, social comparison is not healthy. And then there is the validation seeking, like I was talking about. And, if you want to be liked and if you want to fit in or whatever, it's going to make you compare likes. It's going to make you post content that you think is going to be liked instead of just not giving a fuck and posting what you want to post. Ooh, this is a big one, actually. This one here is a big one. Mindfulness decline. Ooh, I noticed this with some people. They can't even hold a conversation because they're just sitting there scrolling on their phone and ignoring you, scrolling Instagram. I can't stand it. I guess also, yeah, just the comparison, especially if you're aging, if you maybe aren't happy with your body, if, like I said, the clothes, whatever it might be, it just, is this healthy? Because it is at such a high level, it's not natural. For instance, before social media, you would talk to your friends and maybe one person would be going on a trip in a few weeks. And then when they'd get back, maybe they'd show you like a couple photos and you'd go, "Oh, that looks so nice." Like, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like, it was really cool." Or like, "Check out this photo." And that was that. But you didn't see, like, with a lot of people I follow, they'll literally post like 10 stories a day on their trip and like every single day, the whole duration of their trip. Then they'll post like 30 pictures, like posts on their feed too. Like the carousel pictures, you can do 10 carousel pictures and they'll do like at least 3. So that's like 30 photos of their trip. Plus they showed you their trip the whole entire time. Like this is not this is too much. This is too much. This is doing something to us. And yeah, like you're seeing every waking moment of others' lives. That has to be doing something to you. Even if you're not aware of it, you have to be slightly comparing. Like it has to be going on in your mind. So I just think that it's not healthy. I don't really understand the point of it. I think that, I'm not against Instagram. I just think that we need to just be aware because it's not healthy. The reason why Instagram is free is because you are the product. Largely it is a psychological operation that they're running. It's like a human data collection app basically, and they're also using it to feed AI, which YouTube is doing as well. So I'm definitely not escaping that. But I don't know, like when it's free, you are the product. You're the product. And there's so many little things with Instagram, even how it's like so colorful, even how the icon is very colorful. It's like it's just so that you gravitate more towards it and you want to click that button. And there's just like little weird things that they do. Now I notice that they're showing your friends posts that you liked. Like if you look in the corner, it will show like what other people liked. So people are seeing stuff you like why do they need to do that? They're doing that to fuck with you. They are doing that so that if your friend sees that you like to post that maybe they don't agree with, now they're going to have a problem with you. They're trying to cause conflict. That's what they want to do. They want to mess with us. Like, trust me, we are the end product of Instagram. And I just think that it's something that you got to make sure you're in control of. Social media in general, I don't think it's healthy. I think that we really need to just think about who we are and work on just that for ourselves and not for others. And that's it. And I really hope that my message came through today because I feel like I am all over the place. And I had coffee today, and sometimes when I have coffee, I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know, sporadic with my thoughts, I guess. But yeah, okay. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.